moisture is amazing in this. Like the hydration that you get from it is great. Like it's fragrance free, it's silicone free. It's just good for your skin. We're back with another educational beauty video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the best foundations for every single skin type. This is something that you guys have been asking for recently quite a lot. So I've decided to put all of the different skin types in one video. And if you do like this video, then please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I'm also on Instagram, so please do come say hi there too. Now let's jump straight into the video. Happy New Year, guys. How are we all doing? I'm sure a little bit tired, but it's a new year, so we're ready to go for it. And there's lots of new stuff coming up this month for you guys. Now, we're going to start off the year with this video that you guys have been asking for, because you recently saw my video on best foundations for every skin finish. And you said that you wanted to see a video with the best foundations for every skin type. So here we are. I wanted to kick off this year with this video because I know you guys have really wanted to see this, and I think it applies to everyone. We're actually addressing every skin type. If there's anything you think that I have missed out, please do let me know in the comments box below, because I promise you I will cover it at some point on this channel. I just want to explain that the foundations that I've picked as the best foundations for every skin type are foundations that I have personally used on clients. So having worked on so many clients, you're always working on a different skin type. So sometimes I have someone with normal skin or oily skin or combination skin or cystic acne, and I need to know what is the best foundation that's going to be great for giving them an amazing finish, but also good for their skin. So I just want to make that very clear. The foundations that I've picked are not only for the type of finish that it gives you, and it don't just solve the problem there and then for you. They're not going to make you break out. They're not going to ruin your skin after. They're foundations which are good for your skin, because I think that's really important. It's great to want to wear foundations or have a flawless base that gives you that great look there and there, but also it's important to wear foundation that is actually going to be good for your skin. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just wearing something and I know that it's probably not great for my skin. So at least you can, like breathe, a sigh of relief while you're wearing your flawless cover foundation, and know that your skin's still going to be okay afterwards when you remove it. We are going to be going through each skin type, and I'm going to be explaining to you very briefly beforehand what that skin type is. We're going to start off with normal skin. Normal skin is basically just normal skin. There's no oiliness, like excessive oiliness. There's no like dryness in there. So it's not a combination of anything. It's just normal. You've never had any issues with it. Your skin just tends to just be how all of us wish our skin was. You can kind of wear more or less any foundation. So what I'm going to be going through is being able to make the best of your skin, because if your skin is normal, that's great, but I want to tell you foundations which you can really make the most of. And the first one that I'm going to recommend is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, because I feel like this foundation looks great on the skin. If you already have normal skin, like, this foundation is going to look insane on you. So for the normal skin category, I really want to kind of explain to you why I'm going for these two foundations, because I feel like if you wear these foundations, your skin is going to look amazing, like way more amazing than, say, for example, if I use this foundation. I use the foundation sometimes on myself and I love it, but I have to do loads of other little things to make sure I make the most of that foundation, whereas someone with normal skin can probably make it look amazing just literally straight away just by putting on the foundation, and that's it. So that's my first foundation that I want to recommend for normal skin. The second foundation that I'm going to recommend is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. This foundation is so amazing, and I feel like I actually want to be able to put this on someone with completely normal skin, like like really smooth. The pores aren't really that like obvious, because I really want to see what it looks like. I know it's going to look amazing, because that foundation is so great for skin that has some kind of issue. Like, mine isn't normal skin. I have combination skin, and it still looks great on someone like me. And I feel like on normal skin, it's just going to look so good. So I really want to kind of explain to you that these two foundations that I've picked, when you actually put them on your skin, they're so smooth that if you were to put that on normal skin, like already very smooth skin, your skin is just going to look flawless. Like, honestly, so good and smooth, and it's just going to to make the best of your skin, and your skin is going to make the best of those foundations. Moving on to dry skin. Now, dry skin, it could be that your skin feels very tight. It also could be that it looks quite powdery, very flaky, and just generally very dry. And sometimes you can see that obvious dryness in the skin, and sometimes you can't really see it as much, but it feels very tight. So either way, you have dry skin. Sometimes it's a little bit more visual than others, but I want to go through the best foundations for dry skin. Now, if you fall into this category, then these foundations are for you. First up is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. They say it's an undetectable foundation because it just looks like skin. Now, you might be wondering, well, how is that going to be great for my flaky skin or my dry skin? The reason it's going to be so great is because it is undetectable. So because it's so fluid and it does kind of perfect your skin, you haven't got that thickness of the formula to kind of mix in with your dryness of your skin and your flakiness of the skin, which is going to end up looking like, you know, like that kind of like it's just rubbing off. Like you can start to see the foundation collecting in certain areas. Now, the problem with dry skin is that when you apply a foundation, it can grab hold. The dead skin, the flakiness in all over your skin, in those, it's not going to be even all over, is it? So you might have a bit more dryness here, then a bit more dryness here, and this area is going to really hold on to that foundation that you've applied, and just kind of like it's going to mix in and start to look very patchy. So you really want something which is very fluid, very kind of hydrating for your skin as well at the same time. And this foundation is great for that. Doesn't look bad in like a particular light, so your skin will still look good in any light, and you'll find that it's a lot easier for you to apply, because the worst thing is when you have dry skin and you start to apply the foundation and you just know you're just like, okay, this is just not going to work because it's just setting in certain areas. It's just sitting there and collecting and mixing in with my dryness, and it's just not looking good. So you really want something which is kind of made to not look so obvious on the skin anyway, and this one is just great for application. It blurs the skin slightly as well, and you've got that kind of added hydration in there as well. It's not drying on your skin. Next up is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. Now, the great thing about this is it's infused makeup like foundation with skincare, and it's good for your skin. It's SPF 40, so that's another thing. You're going to get that protection, which is great, and it is again very fluid. So it's a fluid foundation which is going to not build up in certain areas. It is a light coverage finish, so it's great if you don't want that, you know, cakiness, that OTT coverage. It's going to be great for that. But if you do want to obviously maybe give it a bit more coverage, you could maybe use it with a concealer, which if you do want to see a video about the best concealers for different skin types, let me know. Maybe that's another video we could do. The great thing about this skin tint is it has that hyaluronic acid in there. It boosts the hydration. It almost like acts like it seals your skin. So it just seals all that moisture in. So it's really working on that moisture in your skin. So don't think this is just a foundation. It's going to be so good for your skin too. It's going to be easy to apply, so you'll find you don't get that like annoying thing where it just piles up in certain areas, and you can kind of build it up a little bit as well. But I feel like you've always got to be careful when you're building up foundation on dry skin, on dry flaky skin. But this foundation genuinely is good for dry skin. The moisture is amazing in this. Like the hydration that you get from it is great. Like it's fragrance free, it's silicone free. It's just good for your skin. Now moving on to oily skin. Now oily skin tends to be a bit more greasy. You know, you really see that, especially later on in the day, you see that oiliness coming through even more. Your sebaceous glands are overactive. You know, you just produce too much oil in your skin. I'm not really going to talk about acne with this because we've got a separate category for that, but I just want to focus on the oiliness because it could be you just have oily skin but you don't necessarily break out. This can be a tough category to deal with because that oiliness, you know, it's hard to deal with that excessive oil. So let's move on to the foundations that I would recommend for oily skin. The first foundation I'm going to recommend is the Dior Beauty Forever Matte Foundation. This foundation is honestly amazing. I use it myself. It literally lasts all day. Now it is a matte foundation, so it's going to, you know, it's going to stay matte, and it does genuinely stay matte. There are other foundations which are full coverage that I've seen that people recommend for oily skin, which are more, I would say, trend factor more than anything, some of those brands. And I have to say this foundation, the Dior foundation, actually ticks every box. Like it's infused with floral skincare in there as well, and I initially thought that might be something that could, you know, end up aggravating your skin, but it's so soothing and so calming for the skin. So you're also not going to get that kind of irritability from this product for your skin. Now, this foundation genuinely does stay matte, like genuinely. It's transfer proof, it's sweat proof, waterproof, it's going to stay put. But the great thing is it's not drying on the skin, like as in it's not going to make you feel like, okay, now I just feel like I've got no hydration there. It is great for oily skin. It's great for any kind of skin type. I wouldn't probably recommend it for dry skin, but honestly, if you have oily skin, this foundation is a godsend. The next foundation I'm going to recommend for oily skin is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I think you kind of probably knew this one was going to be in the category. Now, this foundation is great because it genuinely does give you great coverage, but it also does stay put. Like if you have oily skin, I don't feel like you have to worry about it with this foundation, because once you put this foundation on, it's like you've just locked it up and thrown away the key. It literally just stays put, and the coverage is amazing. So I do feel like a lot of like dealing with oily skin has to do with how you prep your skin before your foundation as well. Honestly, these two foundations, I would say however you end up prepping your skin, they work amazing. Now, this category is combination skin. Now, combination skin is basically a combination of different skin types. So it could be that you have an oily T-zone and you have like dehydrated cheeks or dry cheeks. It doesn't mean it's as excessive as how I've described those categories separately. For example, I have combination skin and I don't have excessively oily T-zone or excessively dry cheeks, but I do get that tightness in my skin sometimes once I've washed my face. And I also do get that maybe that shine coming through later in the day along my T-zone. So there are different levels of it. But if you do fall under combination skin, then here's the two products that I recommend. EX1 foundation. Now, this foundation is a great, very affordable foundation that I feel like kind of ticks the box. Like I use EX1 quite a lot. I alternate between different foundations. It depends how my skin is. Like I said, when you're combination skin, sometimes it can be a little bit more oily, sometimes you can be a bit more on the dry side. So it really depends on how my skin's feeling and the type of look that I'm kind of going for. Again, you've got to make sure you prep your skin correctly beforehand, but regardless of however you do that, these are the foundations that I'm recommending. And EX1 is a great all-rounder. I feel like if you have combination skin, like it gives you that great coverage. It doesn't dry out your skin at the same time. So you've got that great coverage for the oily parts, but you've also got that hydration if your skin is feeling a little bit dry in certain areas. So that's my first foundation, and also the shade range is amazing in this foundation. Next up is the Dual Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This foundation is great. I feel like you've got that added boost of hydration in there, but you've also got that option of building it up. You know, you get that great coverage from it. So if you want that natural finish for combination skin, you can have that, but you can also build it up to give you more of a full coverage finish. And I think this is great because it's a foundation that can look better and better on the skin depending on how you apply it. Obviously, if you want to apply concealer with it, you can, but I feel like it doesn't irritate your skin. You know, it just kind of, it works well on oily or dry skin. It's kind of great if you do have like both of them. You know, if you have that issue and you have like maybe it's a little bit flaky in certain areas, maybe it's overly oily in certain areas, I feel like this foundation kind of ticks all the boxes. It's just a great all-rounder, a great foundation if you have combination skin. And the next category is sensitive skin. Now, sensitive skin could be when your skin is quite reactive to things like ingredients in products. It could be foods, it could be environmental factors, it could be anything. It could even be clothing or something. You know, your skin is just generally very sensitive. So you get red very easily and you have to be very careful with what you put onto your skin. So let's start with these products. The first one is It Cosmetics CC Cream. This foundation, CC Cream, whatever you want to call it, is amazing. It's 90% skincare. It has a great shade range and it genuinely is good for your skin. So I use this on my clients who have extremely sensitive skin because I feel like I'm just kind of really almost like giving their skin a little blanket, you know, protecting the skin, but also giving them that coverage that they want. And the great thing is this is a full coverage foundation, like, or you can make it full coverage. So it isn't actually something that comes out full coverage straight away. I feel like you do need to build it up a little bit, but it's very easy to get there. So it's a foundation that I think is great for sensitive skin. It's hydrating, it evens out your skin. I feel like you get everything you want from it without having to worry that, okay, what is this doing to my skin? It's genuinely good for your skin. Next up, I'm gonna have to recommend the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint again. The reason being is because this skin tint is genuinely great if you have sensitive skin. So I don't want to just have to pick different foundations for you. I want to keep it real with you guys and tell you the truth. Like, if there might be one foundation that I'm using in 2 categories, and it's because it genuinely is a great foundation. Now, the Super Serum Skin Tint from Ilia is obviously a skin tint, so it isn't going to give you that amazing coverage that you want, that flawless, like, full coverage finish, but it does still give you great coverage, and it's good for your skin. It's going to be so gentle for your skin. It's going to be looking after your skin, and you don't have to worry about anything irritating your skin with this. Now, we're going to move on to acne prone skin. Now, I fully understand that there are different types of acne, and I don't want to forget about you guys out there who have cystic acne. So I've got a separate category for you, which is coming up soon. So don't move. Stay where you are. We're addressing you guys as well, because I do know that there are different types of acne, and I don't want to just class everything under one group, because I feel like that's not really fair. Like, you've got this category, which is basically for people who tend to break out easily. Like, maybe you've got clogged pores, or you have that bumpy skin underneath, you know, that horrible bumpy skin because you've got spots underneath the skin. I haven't forgotten about you guys. So stay here. We're going to address that topic right now. Okay, so the first foundation that I'm going to recommend when you have acne prone skin, like, you know, you can break out easily, is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Foundation. Now, this foundation is great because it is oil free, so you don't have to worry about that added kind of oil on your skin, which could potentially block your pores. It is a generally very good foundation if you are sensitive to breaking out, or you end up breaking out when you're wearing foundation. I feel like this is one of the foundations, like these 2 foundations that I'm going to mention, they're foundations that I generally don't have to worry about when I'm working on clients. And even on myself, if I feel like I'm breaking out a little bit recently, then I'll use these foundations. So they're very good. This foundation genuinely gives you a great flawless finish. You don't have to worry about your skin breaking out. The shade range is great. It's also weightless on the skin, so you don't actually feel like you're wearing a lot of makeup. It's also a sheer foundation, but you can build it up to be more of a full coverage foundation. Next up is the NARS Sheer Glow. This is a sheer foundation which you can build up to medium finish. It's great for like acne prone skin if you break out. It's oil free, fragrance free, alcohol free, so it's not going to irritate the skin either. And I feel like it's a generally good all-round foundation when you are prone to breakouts. Now we're going to move on to the category of acne prone skin, but more severe. So cystic acne, you know, where your skin is very red, inflamed, it hurts to touch. And I honestly, I understand the struggle, because it can really affect your confidence, but at the same time, like, maybe you want to wear makeup because, you know, you don't want it to be so obvious because it can be really red at times. But maybe you also, you're kind of like struggling in the middle, because you're like, you also don't want to wear makeup because it's probably just going to make it worse. You know, how can anything being put on top of that make it better? You know, I understand the horrible feelings you can have with it and how it can really affect you and affect trying to figure, it can be really confusing trying to figure out what to use. So I'm here to help you, and we're going to move on with the first products that I would recommend. First up is honestly something you need to go out and buy now. It's the Herborian Super BB Cream. This little tube of magic is absolutely amazing for severe acne prone skin. So if you have acne, this is going to actually help to clear it up as well. So it is half skincare, half makeup. It genuinely works to look after your skin. It's specifically made for acne prone skin. So it's a product which I think is gonna, it gives you great coverage for starters. So you get full coverage. You don't have to worry about the coverage side. You know how you always worry because you're like, okay, it's great for my skin, but the coverage isn't great. So how am I gonna cover up the redness? It's genuinely good for your skin. This has to be one of the best products I've seen around for acne prone skin, like severe acne. I would highly recommend it. It's also got niacinamide in there, and it's got some Korean ingredients in there. Everything that's going to really help your skin. Next up, I'm going to re-recommend the It Cosmetics CC cream. Genuinely a very good product, and I feel like it's good for acne prone skin as well. If you have severe acne, I feel like at least you know majority of it is actually going to be good for your skin. In terms of like, most of it is skincare, you know, you don't feel like most of it is taken over by the makeup side. So it is something that I would recommend. When it comes to severe acne, I would honestly recommend speaking to your dermatologist first. So even though I've recommended these 2 products, speak to your dermatologist, you know, see what that person thinks about it too. I'm just giving my own recommendation based on the fact that I've used these products on people who have severe acne, and I've also used it on family members which have severe acne. So it's something that I would personally recommend, but I do always feel that when you are suffering with such an issue, you need to speak to your dermatologist to really see what they feel like is perfect for you specifically. So that is my full list of foundations for every skin type. I really do hope this has kind of like answered your questions and kind of broken everything down for you and made it a bit easier for you to figure out what category you fit into and therefore what foundation would work well for you. Now, if you do want to see a video about the best concealers for each skin type, let me know, because I feel like, everyone talks about foundations, but what about the good stuff, like the concealers that really do get to work and hide stuff? Like, what about them? Do we need specific concealers for different skin types? Maybe I'll do a different type of video, but covering that topic for you. So let me know what you think. I really do hope you enjoyed our first video of 2023 and that it's answered all of your questions. Now, wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you loads of positive vibes, sending them your way, and loads of love, peace, energy, and just a big hug. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments box below. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.